Welcome to the Miami Minute. I'm Sean Hill.
And I'm Will McCabe.
And this is your weekend news. Earlier this week, President Trump announced that Jerusalem was the official capital of Israel, and this comes after years of U.S. foreign policy stating that Tel Aviv would be the capital of Israel. This has started major controversy as Jerusalem is a holy city for both the Jewish and Palestinians, and with this decision heavily favoring Israel. This action has been denounced by Muslim communities and even other allies of the U.S. But when asked for an additional comment, Trump was quoted saying, "This just shows how well I handle delicate differences between cultures, now to deal with all those crazy Chineses."
Earlier this week, North Korea performed ballistic missile tests that could theoretically reach anywhere in the world. After this, pictures of an ecstatic Kim Jong-un emerged, smiling from chin to chin.
The International Olympic Committee has banned Russia from the 2018 Winter Olympic Games in South Korea, this coming after several investigations uncovered a state-sponsored doping program, which is a bit confusing now because, who are the bad guys? Without them, the Miracle on Ice would just be like us versus Canada, and them being like, "Oh, it's going to be a tough one, eh? I hope you win, you seem great, Here's my wallet and, the deed to my house, and here are my kids." Although, thanks to the close friendship between President Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, we have word that America will have a few surprise entries to the games, such as the likes of John Smithoxkovich.
Earlier this week, Matt Lauer was fired from MSNBC for sexual assault allegations. As it was apparently a well-known fact among the people in that office, one has to wonder how it went on for so long. Apparently, the final straw, though, was when Al Roker had to repeatedly tell him to stop trying to give him neck in the woods. Wow.
Vice President Mike Pence was in the news this week with the revelation that he once ratted out his fraternity brothers in Fiji for having a keg in their house. This coming to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Are you kidding me? This guy looks like the villain in an Air Bud movie. Of course he sold everyone out. When asked for a quote, Pence said he was not a particularly hard partier, which is truly a shocking development, as most people say they can't be around Pence unless they're completely plastered.
Earlier this week, the popular Netflix series Stranger Things was renewed for a third season. So now the question, wait, you haven't seen Stranger Things? Will annoy us until 2019.
Hollywood superstar and actual wizard Nicolas Cage was spotted in Egypt visiting the pyramids of Giza earlier this month. He was reportedly there with Hilary Swank to attend the closing of the 2017 Cairo Film Festival. This goes against earlier reports that he was there to punch a mummy and kidnap the Sphinx. He was quoted saying, "Come with me, you beautiful desert cat, for I too have a forehead so big it attracts tourists from far and wide."
In sports news, several former Washington Redskins, such as Clinton Portis and Santana Moss, were in the news after admitting they take a few shots of whiskey before games. They say it's not really a big deal, and that many of teams do this, finally explaining what the fuck is going on with the Cleveland Browns.
On Tuesday, it was released that J.J. Abrams might be reportedly working with Quentin Tarantino on a new Star Trek film idea. This will mark one of the first times these two have ever worked together in this capacity, as well as the first time Spock will use the N-word.
It was announced on Thursday that Minnesota Senator Al Franken would resign from his seat in the Senate amid a growing list of sexual harassment allegations against him. Just what's the deal with the people of Minnesota electing celebrities to Congress? Freaking Jesse, the body Ventura, was governor there for 4 years. Apparently, if you're on TV or in enough movies, in any capacity, the people of Minnesota will vote for you, so we can only wonder who will be voted in to take his... Oh, god damn it, it's Nicolas Cage.
Oh, my fellow Americans. The battle for the Senate seat from Alabama is looking like it will be a close one between Doug Jones and certified kid diddler Roy Moore, though voters 18 to 25 years old overwhelmingly say they'll be voting for Jones. When asked for a comment on this demographic, Moore said, "Nah, they're too old for my taste anyway." In addition to this, we saw that President Trump voiced support for Moore earlier this week. Now all he really needs is a letter of recommendation from Kevin Spacey and a good word from the ghost of Michael Jackson.
In entertainment news, the newest edition of the Star Wars franchise, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, is set to open Friday, December 15th. This film is set to revolve around Luke Skywalker. Man, I'll never forget my favorite Luke Skywalker line from The Force Awakens. You know, the one where he says, "You know, Sean, my favorite Star Wars scene is when Anakin attacks the Jedi Temple."
Is that so? Doesn't he kill hundreds of kids in that scene?
Oh, well, yeah. But I mean, it's weird how even when he does that, he still treats the kids better than Roy Moore.
Very true. Roy Moore, certified kid diddler. Pardon Angela. Wildfires continue to spread across Southern California. Although the original cause of the fire is unknown, experts say it may have something to do with the carpet bombs Trump tried to drop on Lavar Ball. Again, speaking of Lavar Ball, he was in the news this week and all the other weeks, but let's not get into that. He made headlines when he announced he'd be pulling his son LiAngelo from UCLA. When asked why, he said he'd be exploring options for LiAngelo to play overseas. You know, because the last time LiAngelo went overseas, it went really well.
And really, I mean, Lavar Ball is just the definition of a dangerously insane human being. Saying he could have beat Michael Jordan one-on-one while averaging just 2 points a game in college, it just genuinely seems like he was just created in a lab somewhere. And when he asked what his purpose was, the scientist just said, "Be crazier than this."
Well, thank you for tuning in to this very first edition of the Miami Minute. I've been Sean Hill.
And I'm Will McCabe.
And we
That's
will
just
see
the way
you
she goes, boys.
What the fuck was that? Who are the boys?
What?
What was that?
What do you mean? It's
Who's
like
ever said that before?
my idol, Brian Williams.
Brian Williams
Yeah.
is your idol.
Brian Williams, yeah.
You're a freaking amateur, man.
I'm the amateur here. Is that what you